Have you ever been told that cholesterol is the enemy, that it clogs your arteries like grease in a drain pipe, and that the only way to stay safe is to avoid fats altogether? What if I told you that this story, the one most of us grew up hearing, is only half true, and the other half might completely change the way you think about food and your heart? Imagine this. Not all cholesterol is bad. In fact, there's a type that acts like a guardian angel for your blood vessels, sweeping away the dangerous stuff and protecting you from heart attacks and strokes. That hero is HDL, also called the good cholesterol. And here's the shocking part. Certain foods that you might already have in your kitchen can raise HDL levels, giving you more protection and possibly extending not just the length of your life, but the quality of it. If that doesn't make you curious, I don't know what will. Now let's talk about it, not like a boring lecture you might hear in a doctor's office, but like a conversation between friends who care about living well, especially after 50, when every choice seems to matter a little bit more. I still remember the first time my doctor told me my HDL was low. I thought, wait a minute, HDL? I knew about LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, but no one had ever explained to me that HDL was something I should be aiming to raise. I walked out of that office feeling like I'd missed a chapter in the health book of life. That's when I started reading, learning, experimenting with foods, and I realized something powerful. We have more control over this than we think. Raising HDL isn't about swallowing another pill. It's about choosing the right foods and letting your body do what it was designed to do: heal, balance, and protect itself. So let's break it down in simple terms. Cholesterol is not some evil invader. Your body actually makes cholesterol because it needs it. It's part of your cells, your hormones, even vitamin D production. The problem comes when LDL cholesterol, the one that tends to stick to your artery walls, gets out of hand. That's where HDL steps in. HDL works like a cleanup crew, picking up excess cholesterol and carrying it back to the liver, where it can be processed and removed. Think of HDL as the garbage collector that keeps the streets of your bloodstream clear. Without enough of it, the trash piles up, and that's when blockages and heart problems occur. But here's the beautiful truth. Foods can influence this balance, tipping the scale in favor of HDL if we know which ones to choose. One of the most powerful foods for boosting HDL is fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, or sardines. I know some of you might wrinkle your nose at the thought of sardines, but hear me out. These fish are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which not only raise HDL but also reduce inflammation, another key player in heart disease. When I started eating salmon twice a week, not only did my doctor smile at my improved blood work, but I actually felt like lighter, sharper, and more energized. And the beauty is, you don't need to drought it or deep fry it. A simple grill with lemon and herbs does the trick. If you've never tried making this a routine, start small. Replace one red meat dinner with a fish dish, and your arteries will thank you. And hey, if you already enjoy fish, let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. Sharing ideas is how we build a healthier community here. Another food group that deserves a spotlight is nuts, particularly almonds and walnuts. These little powerhouses are full of healthy fats, fiber, and plant sterols that support HDL. I used to think nuts were just snack food, something you grab absent-mindedly, but now I see them as medicine in disguise. A handful a day, not a whole bag, can make a difference. And it's not just about cholesterol numbers. Nuts also help with satiety, meaning you feel full longer and are less likely to reach for sugary snacks that sabotage your heart. I often carry a small container of almonds in my car. It's my insurance policy against fast food temptations when hunger strikes on the road. Have you ever done that? If not, try it this week and tell me how it goes. You might be surprised by how such a tiny habit can shift your energy and even your lab results. Now let's talk about something that might surprise you: olive oil. The Mediterranean diet has been praised for decades, and olive oil is one of its cornerstones. Extra virgin olive oil, rich in monounsaturated fats, has been shown to raise HDL and lower LDL. But here's my personal twist on it. Not all olive oils are created equal. The cheap bottles on the bottom shelf might not give you the same benefits as a high-quality, cold-pressed version. When I switched to a good olive oil and started using it in salads instead of heavy dressings, I not only noticed my numbers improve, but food just tasted fresher, cleaner, more alive. I think that matters too. If we enjoy what we eat, we stick with it. And isn't that the real secret? Sustainable choices, not quick fixes. Of course, we can't talk about heart health without mentioning fruits, especially berries like blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries. These are loaded with antioxidants that protect HDL from being damaged. Think about it. HDL can only do its job if it stays strong. If oxidative stress weakens it, it's like sending a firefighter into a burning building without protective gear. Berries give HDL that gear. Plus, they're sweet, satisfying, and much better for your body than processed desserts. I sometimes blend them into a smoothie with Greek yogurt, another HDL-friendly food because of its protein and probiotics. It feels indulgent, but it's really just smart nutrition disguised as a treat. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Dark chocolate, yes, chocolate has been linked to higher HDL when consumed in moderation. But I'm not talking about candy bars full of sugar and additives. I mean real dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa. The flavonoids in cocoa support your arteries and give HDL a boost. When I discovered this, I laughed out loud. It felt like nature's way of reminding us that health doesn't have to be all sacrifice. A small square of dark chocolate after dinner can be both a joy and a medicine. And honestly, after 50, haven't we earned a little joy? But let me pause for a moment and ask you, have you noticed how different the conversation feels when we shift from avoiding everything to embracing the right things? For so long, people over 50 were told to cut less fat, less salt, less flavor. But what if the key is not deprivation, but substitution? Instead of fearing food, we can celebrate the ones that work for us. That shift in mindset is liberating. If you agree, hit that subscribe button so we can keep exploring these truths together, because trust me, there's more to uncover. Now, not all foods are created equal when it comes to HDL. While fish, nuts, olive oil, berries, and dark chocolate are stars, there are also supportive players like avocados, legumes, and whole grains. Avocados provide monounsaturated fats similar to olive oil and can be mashed into toast or blended into smoothies. Legumes like lentils and chickpeas are full of fiber, which indirectly supports HDL by lowering LDL. Whole grains like oats do the same. When I started replacing white bread with whole grain options, I noticed not only better cholesterol numbers, but also steadier energy throughout the day. That's what I call a win-win. And let's not forget about lifestyle factors that amplify the effect of these foods. Because here's the twist. Foods don't work in isolation. They work best when combined with movement, sleep, and stress management. For example, exercise alone can raise HDL. Even a brisk 30-minute walk 5 times a week can make a measurable difference. Pair that with these HDL boosting foods and you're stacking the odds in your favor. Sleep is another overlooked piece. When we don't rest enough, our hormones shift and our cholesterol profile suffers. And stress, well, we all know how destructive it can be. Learning to breathe, to pause, to let go helps your heart as much as any superfood. Sometimes when I look back, I realize the real challenge after 50 is not just about knowledge, it's about courage. Courage to let go of old habits, to try new foods, to trust that small changes can lead to big outcomes. When I first swapped butter for olive oil, it felt awkward. When I first chose salmon over steak, I wasn't sure I'd enjoy it. But now, those choices feel natural, even comforting. They've become part of my story, and I want them to be part of yours too. So what's the big takeaway? HDL cholesterol is not something mysterious or out of reach. It's a partner you can strengthen with the right foods and habits. Fish, nuts, olive oil, berries, dark chocolate, avocados, legumes, and whole grains are not exotic or impossible to find. They're everyday heroes waiting to be invited to your table. The question is, will you invite them? Will you choose to see food not as the enemy, but as the ally that can carry you into your 60s, 70s, and beyond with vitality? Let me leave you with one final thought, a twist that might surprise you. Most people focus on lowering bad cholesterol, but what if the secret weapon is actually raising the good one? What if the best defense is not just tearing down the walls of LDL, but building up the army of HDL? That shift in focus could transform how we eat, how we live, and ultimately how we age. I believe it's never too late to start. Whether you're 50, 60, or even 70, every bite is a chance to add life to your years, not just years to your life. If this message resonated with you, if you're ready to rethink food and embrace it as medicine and joy, let me know in the comments what change you'll make this week. Will it be salmon on Sunday, almonds in your pocket, or maybe a square of dark chocolate tonight? And don't forget to subscribe because together we're building more than just knowledge. We're building a community of people who refuse to settle for decline when vitality is still possible. This is not the end of your health story. It's just the beginning of a stronger, brighter, more empowered chapter. So take that step, make that choice, and let's keep moving forward, one heart healthy bite at a time.